Treba. Ok, dobar dan. Evo, ako ste svi spremni novinari, onda ćemo krenuti sa ovom svečanom konferencijom. Lijepi pozdrav svima, moje ime je Dinko Kremić, ja vas pozdravljam ispred organizacijskog odbora ovog seniorskog svjetskog prvenstva. Nalazimo se na svečanoj preskonferenciji za medije u hotelu Westin. Ja ću samo na hrvatskom jeziku predstaviti današnje govornike, a onda ću predati riječ gospodinu Eriku Olanovskom. Sa nama je predsjednik Svjetske Hrvačke federacije i član izvršnog odbora Međunarodnog olimpijskog odbora, gospodin Nenad Lalović. Sa njegove desne strane je gospodin Vladimir Bregović, predsjednik Hrvatskog Hrvačkog saveza. Sa lijeve strane od našeg predsjednika je gospodin Stjepan Crnokić, koji predstavlja grad Zagreb. I imamo četvoricu sportaša. Prvi od njih je Ahmed Tazhudinov. Molim jedan aplauz za njega. Iz Zagreba. Naš olimpijac Ivan Huklek, veliki aplauz za Ivana. I iz Irana Amir Hossein Zare, molim jedan aplauz za njega. Eric, can you please introduce the last one?
Over to our left, that is Wyatt Hendrickson, 125 kilos, representative for the United States.
Ok, evo ja sada predajem riječ gospodinu Eriku Olanovskom, koji je službeni voditelj ove preskonferencije. On će to raditi na engleskom jeziku. Now I give the word to Mr. Erik Olanovski. It's your turn. You have all time for you.
Welcome to the opening press conference here at the 2025 World Championships. Before we get started, if everyone could please silence their phones, just so we have no interruptions before we get started. And as Dinko went through the lineup, I'll just do it one more time in English, starting with United World Wrestling President Lalović. We have Croatian Federation President Bregović. We have City of Government in Zagreb, Mr. Crnokić. We have, moving down from left to right, is Wyatt Hendrickson for the United States. Next to him in the orange for Bahrain, world and Olympic gold medalist Ahmed Tazhudinov. We have Ivan Huklek for Croatia, Greco-Roman, and then sitting to my left is multiple-time world champion and Olympic medalist Amir Hossein Zare out of the Islamic Republic of Iran. So without further ado, let's get started. President Lalović, I will open the floor to you, but before I do, I have the opening question being, you look at the progression for Zagreb and getting here to the Senior World Championships. It's went the ranking series event, the Continental Championships, and now here to the Senior World Championships, the biggest event of them all. So what have you saw in the Croatian Wrestling Federation leading up to this competition that gave United World Wrestling the confidence to award Zagreb, Croatia, the 2025 World Championships?
Yes, Eric. Works. Yes, Eric. I would like to say that the Croatian Wrestling Federation, as well as the government, have supported the sport for some years in an intense way. We have had a lot of competitions like the last 5, 6, 7 years. Among them, the European Championships 2 years ago in the same hall, under the same conditions. Ranking series that you mentioned, the previous year we had more than 600 participants here, which is more than a half of the participants of the World Championship. So let's say that Croatia and Zagreb have had a lot of testaments before we came to the decision to award them with the World Championships. But beside Zagreb, we had a lot of competitions in the city of Porridge, which is on the coast. A lot of training camps there. beach wrestling, veteran world championships last year. So they are used to organize the competitions, and we are extremely satisfied the way they do it. This is the reason why we gather here. This decision was made 3 years ago, and one of the conditions was the Senior European Championships to be executed at the level that we expect from Croatia.
President Bregovic, will pass the mic to you now.
Okay. Everything what our president said, that's true, but I would like to recommend that and say that we have a long history of doing wrestling in Croatia that is longer than 130 years here in Croatia. We have a heritage, and we are very happy and very proud of being elected to organize this kind of competition. I have to say that we are very thankful for our government who recognized our effort, and I can say that everything for this competition start in Banski Dvori in our government on a meeting with our Prime Minister Mr. Plenković, and right now I will say big thank to personally Mr. Plenković. Also I have to thank to town of Zagreb who participate in whole financing of our competition. And I think I have to say that's a historical thing for us, and I have to say that that's a crown of our effort for many generations. And I'm inviting all of you to make history together here in Croatia, and I'm sure that that will be one of the best organized competition of the world here in Zagreb.
And Mr. Crnokić, please, you could
Thank you very
take
much.
the floor.
Thank you very much. I can only say welcome to Zagreb. Dobrodošli u Zagreb za hrvatske prijatelje. Košan Lalović, poštovanje još jedan put. Pozdravljam se u ime gradonačelnika grada Zagreba, vas, Svjetsku federaciju, Hrvačku, gospodine Bregović, vas, Hrvatskom savezu. Želim prije svega uspješan turnir. Kao tako, velikom organizatoru. Naša međusobna suradnja već postoji na jednom velikom turniru, a to je Grand Prix Zagreb, koji već ima veliku tradiciju i postao jedan od velikih turnira u svijetu hrvanja. Drage sportašice i sportaši, još jedan veliki pozdrav u ime gradonačelnika gospodina Tomaševića, svim sportskim osobama, djelatnim stručnim sportskim osobama i organizatorima. Želim prije svega da vam ovaj veliki turnir bude jedna prilika da pokažete najbolje od sebe, a ono što je najvažnije, želimo da vaš boravak u Zagrebu bude prožet ne samo sportskim uspjesima i prije svega lijepim uspomenama. Thank you very much. One more time. See you later. Thank you.
Now we'd like to open up the floor to any questions from the media. Please. Can you grab the mic?
Мой вопрос олимпийскому чемпиону Ахмеду Тажудинову. Меня зовут Шамкен Байырбек, фотограф и журналист из Казахстана. Мне хочется узнать, именно 97 килограмм будет бороться много звездных спортсменов, и вы, и наш мировой чемпион Ризабек Айтмухан. Вы до этого боролись дважды в Турции в рейтинговом турнире перед Олимпиадой и в чемпионате Азии в финале. Расскажите об этом, об этой противостоянии в целом, что вы думаете о нем?
I'll translate the question in English, and the question was to Ahmed Tazhudinov, Olympic champion. The question was about the weight class of 97 kg, and the question is about Rizabek Aytmughan, you from Kazakhstan. You wrestled him 2 times, one time in Turkey and another time at the final of the Asian Championships. Could you please give your comment on this rivalry between you and Rizabek?
Всем ассаламу алейкум, всех приветствую. Да, 97 килограммов, очень много хороших ребят, хорошая конкуренция, очень много призеров мира, чемпионов мира, призеров Олимпийских игр. Я думаю, это будет очень интересная весовая категория. С Ризабеком мы уже боролись 2 раза я выиграл, но он составлял мне очень хорошую конкуренцию, он очень крепкий соперник, поэтому третья встреча тоже будет, я думаю, очень такая же интересная, зрелищная, поэтому 15 сентября, если мы встретимся, то видно будет.
97 kg weight class is full of very good guys and top competitors like Olympic champions and medalists, world champions. That's why it makes this weight class so interesting. I've wrestled Rizabek 2 times, and 2 of these times I have won the match. And I hope this time we can meet for the 3rd time. He's a very strong wrestler. He's very interesting to wrestle. So I hope our 3rd match will be as interesting and good as the previous 2.
Next question. Andrew Spade.
Thanks. Question is for Amir Zare. Saw you in the practice room leading the practice with Team Iran. This is the first time in a long time that Hossein Yazdani has not been leading a practice at a World Championships. I was wondering if you could talk about stepping into a leadership role with Team Iran, and if you feel any extra pressure being a leader now on a team that's been so successful and has so much attention on them as the Islamic Republic of Iran.
سوال از آقای امیرحسین زاده بود. فرمودن که ما امروز تمرین تیم ایران رو مشارکت کردیم تو سالن گرم مسابقات. این برای معدود دفعاتی است که در سالهای اخیر آقای حسن یزدانی حضور نداشتی کنار تیم ایران و ما دیدیم که شما اون نقش رهبری رو اونجا بر عهده گرفتید و تیم رو هدایت می‌کردید، تمرینات رو کمک می‌کردید که انجام بدن. در مورد این صحبت کنید.
به نام خدا عرض سلام و ادب و احترام دارم خدمت یکایک حضار. اول جا داره که تشکر ویژه کنم از همه عوامل اتحادیه جهانی کشتی به خاطر دعوتشون نسبت به من. بعد اینکه همونطور که اشاره کردین متاسفانه جهان پهلوان حسن یزدانی به دلیل آسیب دیدگی که داشتن از ناحیه کتف نتونستن جهانی امسال کنار ما باشن و این لطفی بود و این اعتمادی که سرمربی محترم و همه بچه‌ها و هم‌تیمی‌ها به من داشتن. من به عنوان میدوندار و کسی که بقیه بچه‌ها رو گرم و هدایت میکنه گذاشتم نفر اول شروع تمرینات. ناگفته نموند همونطور که حسن یزدانی امسال نیست، قهرمان‌های بزرگی مثل جناب آقای کامران قاسم‌پور، جناب آقای رحمان عموزاد و محمد نخودی، محمد یزدانی، همه بچه‌ها یک دل کنار هم هستیم که انشالله یه اتفاق خوب برای تیممون رقم بزنیم.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say hello to all of the attendees in this meeting, and I would like to thank you, UWW Media, because of inviting me to this press conference. As you mentioned in your question, Mr. Hassan Yazdani, who is one of the biggest hero of Iranian wrestling, was not present in this competition, is not present. But as you know, it's because of the surgery on his shoulder. About your question, I want to mention that this is the favor and kindness of the head coach and other wrestlers that picked me up. I can say as a captain to manage the trainings. This is the favor of the head coach and all of the other wrestlers. That's to do that we will miss Hassan Yazdani in this competition, but other champions such as Rahman Amuzad, Nokhodi, and all of the other my teammates are trying their best to make a very good result in this competition for Iran.
Next question. If not, we can jump to Ivan Huklik.
From Croatia.
Before we get to that, you're obviously wrestling in your home nation, World Championships being in your backyard. Can you talk about the feeling and the atmosphere here in Zagreb as you lead into the Greco-Roman World Championships?
In Croatia, yes.
Croatian language, yes. Na hrvatskom.
Hrvatsko.
Samo približi mikrofon.
Je, u redu. Lijep pozdrav svima. Evo, čast mi je i zadovoljstvo što mogu najaviti ovakav događaj, u stvari najveći događaj u hrvatskoj povijesti, svjetsko prvenstvo za seniore. Kao što je gospodin Lalović već govorio, bilo je tu i europsko prvenstvo prije 2 godine kod nas, ranking seriju ugošćujemo već dugi niz godina, tako da u stvari je ovo neka špica, vrhunac toga svega, ovo svjetsko prvenstvo. Evo, Erik me pitao u stvari kakav je osjećaj na domaćem terenu nastupati. Mogu reći da mi je drago što imam priliku u svojoj karijeri u stvari nastupati na svjetskom prvenstvu u svojem gradu, u svojoj državi. Mislim da to nije mala stvar i da to ne može svatko dobiti u svojoj karijeri, tako da jedna dodatna motivacija, sigurno dodatni motiv i eto jedno što mogu reći da ću svakako u svakoj borbi dati sve od sebe i pokušati odhrvati što bolje iz borbe u borbu. Eto, to bi bilo ukratko to. Što se tiče konkurencije, mislim da tu nemam šta previše govoriti, jednostavno ovo je svjetsko prvenstvo i konkurencija je iznimno jaka, znači u svim kategorijama u stvari dolaze najbolji borci, bez obzira šta je ovo u stvari prva godina poslije olimpijskih igara, šta je ovo novi ciklus, i dalje su prijavljeni svi najbolji borci iz svojih država, tako da zasigurno će biti jako puno vrhunskih i kvalitetnih borbi. Eto, toliko od mene.
Next question, please. Yeah.
Из Азербайджана, у меня вопрос господина Ненадоловича. Какие у вас планы и реформы на УВВ, чтобы ее место было усилился в Международном олимпийском комитете, потому что иногда бывают слухи, чтобы отстранят борьбу от Олимпийских игр. А борьба – это один из ведущих спортов Олимпийских игр. Мы все так беспокойны.
Если я хорошо понял, вы меня попросили, какие у нас планы, чтобы усилиться. May I answer in English, so we don't have to make a translation?
Russia.
Okay, so I will say in English, everybody will understand. The only plan that we could have is to keep our sport under good governance, transparency, in order to be sure to keep our spot on the Olympics. Sports are endangered by exactly what I said. It is about sometimes even corruption, sometimes match fixing, that happens. But we have to be immune on such things. This is the way to keep our spot secured. The other topic, it was mainly your question, is how can we have more participants on the Olympic Games, if I understood well. How to make the sport stronger comparing to other sports. Today, it is not easy because the quotas for the Olympic Games are fixed to 10,500. As it is fixed as a maximum of athletes, it's very difficult to have more quotas in order, because the result will be that they have to withdraw the quotas from somebody else. And this is a complicated process, a long-lasting process. But as we are the most followed sport, combat sport on the Olympics, since London, we are the fastest growing federation, Olympic federation, by the growth of visibility. That may give result in some time. Maybe to extend wrestling on beach wrestling, maybe in Sydney. This possibility exists. Or to have more competitors, what you probably had in mind for per weight class. There I don't see much possibility to be realistic at the moment. But you know, the Olympic family and the family of Olympic sports is a living organism. So we have to be ready to jump in, but for that we have to show quality and all the rest with the behavior of the international federation as well as the national federations. Chances always exist, but we have to be ready to catch them if the opportunity be presented to us.
Move down to Wyatt Hendrickson. Wyatt, this is your first World Championship, Senior World Championships. So can you talk about what it's been like heading into the World Championships, and if there's one guy in the bracket that you'd like to test yourself against, who would that be?
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you for having me at this press conference. Obviously, I'm up here with a lot of great wrestlers, some of the best in the world. And this is my very first senior level world championship, and I'm very grateful for that. But I also think the opportunity presented itself because I have grown as a wrestler. I've risen to the level of my competition, and I'm ready to test myself against the best in the world. There's obviously a couple world champions and world medalists, Olympic medalists in the 125 kilogram weight class, and you know, this being my very first senior level world championship, there's really no expectation for myself. And this past year, I tested myself against some of the best in the world and produced results. I feel I have been wrestling the best I ever have been, and while this is my very first world championship, I plan on coming back to the next world championships for years to come to continue to not only just wrestle at the highest level, but prove that I'm meant to be here and I'm supposed to be here. Wrestling is something I've been doing since I was 5 years old, and all that wrestling has brought me to be here today, here in Zagreb, to wrestle the World Championship. So I'm excited to go through every single person in this bracket. Obviously, there's no one specific because I don't really care where my placement is in the bracket. That's not what I look at. I just look at the next opponent ahead of me, and it's one match at a time, 1 point at a time, one second at a time in the wrestling match. So I'm prepared, I'm ready, and tomorrow I'm gonna make a splash at the World Championships.
And just to further that real quick, I'm not sure if you've had the opportunity, I'm guessing you haven't had the opportunity to see the bracket since they just came out at 2 p.m., but you and Zare, the man sitting right here, if you both stay victorious, you will wrestle in the semifinals with a spot for the World Championship, gold medal. What does that mean to you? And talk about that matchup. Is this something that you've looked forward to?
I love it. I love it. Zare is an excellent wrestler, but also, I don't want to dog on myself. I'm also a pretty great wrestler. So I think it's gonna, just be wrestling a smart match, and that's most likely the match we're gonna see tomorrow evening. So, I'm still gonna take it one match at a time, but obviously I'm looking forward to having some good wrestling. I've been training to wrestle, foreign styles. My majority of my wrestling career has been folk style, which is not freestyle. But the transition I've been able to make the past couple of months, it's going to show that I'm prepared for this. I'm ready to wrestle the best in the world.
And I'll turn this mic this way and leave the question to you. Wyatt Hendrickson obviously has a win over Gable Steveson, Olympic gold medalist. You guys would have the opportunity to wrestle in the semifinals. Have you watched that match against him and Gable? And is this a match that you've been preparing for?
سوال عروس آقای هندریکسون هست. میگن ایشون با گیبل که بهترین کشتیگیرهای 125 کیلو است مسابقه داره، ایشون رو شکست داده. شما آیا مسابقه رو تماشا کردید و چه چیزی از سبک کشتیگیری ایشون برای شما جالب است؟ و احتمالاً همونطور که سوال قبلی مطرح کردن شما دو نفر در نیمه نهایی شاید با هم دیگه روبرو بشید.
بله، تبریک میگم بهشون، بابتون بود فیروزی شیرینی بود ظاهرا براشون و اینکه صحنه‌هایی از اون کشتی تو ذهنم هست. من شناخت خیلی زیاد و شناخت خیلی کافی نسبت به نماینده وزن 125 کیلوگرم تیم ملی آمریکا ندارم، اما یه شناخت نسبی رو بهشون دارم و تمام تلاشمو کردم به لطف خدا تو 13 ماه گذشته بعد از المپیک تو هدفم متمرکز شدم و سعی کردم که اشتباهاتی اگه وجود داشتی توی کشتیمو جبران کنم و سعی کردم با تمام وجود به مسابقه بیام و رقابت هر چقدر سنگین‌تر باشه از اون طرف جذاب‌تره و زیباتره و من برای همه عزیزانی که چه توی تیم ملی ایران هستن و چه که عزیزانی که خیلی زحمت کشیدن آرزوم اینه که موفق باشن و جواب زحماتشون رو بگیرن.
Yes, first of all, I would like to congratulate you for the win against Gabriel, who is one of the best in this weight category. Some of the seconds of your match are in my mind, I remember that. But originally, I want to say that I don't have too much information about these American wrestlers. I have some information, but it's not too much. But talking about myself, I have done my best during last 17 months to be prepared, and I was focused on my goal, which is to be champion in this competition. And I tried too hard to be focused on the weak points and improve myself more and more. Finally, I want to say that competition, when the competition is tough, finally it's gonna be more joyful for everyone. And at the end, I would like to pray for all of the wrestlers who try too much to get the best result in this competition. Iranian wrestlers and other wrestlers, for all.
This question is for Ahmed. Ahmed, you recently had shoulder surgery following your win at the Olympic Games, and you have wins over Snyder, Azapira, Magomedhan, Givi, Rizabek Aikmukan, but you haven't wrestled any of them since that shoulder surgery. Is your shoulder ready to take on those high-level guys?
Ахмед, после Олимпийских игр у вас была операция на плечо. Мы знаем, что вы выигрывали Снайдера, Азапиру, Гиви Мачарашвили, Магомедхана и других сильных спортсменов, но после операции вашей вы еще ни разу не боролись с ними. Как вы думаете, ваше плечо уже достаточно окрепло и пришло в норму, чтобы бороться с такими топовыми спортсменами?
Да, я думаю, у меня плечо уже полностью восстановилось, и я думаю, это не должно не составить проблем бороться с ними. Я уже их выигрывал, я уже восстановился, я в хорошей форме, поэтому я буду показывать такую же борьбу, которую я делал раньше.
I can say that I have fully recovered from the shoulder injury, that I am back to my best shape, and that I have already wrestled those guys. I have won them before, so I'll just wrestle the same way I did, and I'm sure I'm going to do my best. I'm fully recovered.
And if there's one guy that you want to wrestle, you have to give us one. Who would it be?
Если бы ты выбрал одного спортсмена, против которого хотел бы побороться, скажи нам кого-то одного.
Если на чемпионате мира в финале только с Рашидом Садулаем.
In the World Championships final, I would only want to wrestle Abdulrashid Sadulayev.
Unfortunately, that will not happen this time.
Any other questions that we have from the media? Okay.
I have a question for American wrestler. Could you talk about that why freestyle wrestling is more successful, more attractive in the States than Greco-Roman? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So the main style wrestled in the United States is folk style, and that style is mainly wrestled with legs. So I think the transition to folk style to freestyle is just more natural. Obviously, some wrestlers are gifted with throwing. They've got different talents, different gifts when it comes to wrestling. But I think the best wrestlers in the United States that we see on the freestyle team and even on the Greco team, they wrestle in the NCAA, which is prominently folk style. And the transition from the NCAA or folk style to freestyle it just comes more natural. At least it did for me. But at the same time, Greco people it's nothing to mess around with, because I'm great at freestyle, but I've wrestled some Greco guys and I've been tossed on my head a few times. So the simple answer to your question is it comes more natural to transition from folk style to freestyle, because I did Greco a little bit. I got a lot of leg fouls. I got in trouble a lot. So I was like, maybe I should stick with freestyle.
We'll take two more questions, please.
I have two questions, Mr. Zare. I have two questions for Mr. Zare. I ask him in Persian. اول اینکه شما از لحاظ جسمانی، عالی جسمانی چه سطحی هستین؟ و دوم اینکه سخت‌ترین حریفتون فکر می‌کنید کی هست؟ مرسی.
In English, please.
In English? Okay. I ask, how level is your fitness level? And who do you think is your first and toughest opponent?
Is that okay?
اول اینکه همونطور که تو جوابی که توی سوال قبلی دادم، شکر خدا و به لطف خدا تمرینات خوبی رو پشت سر گذاشتیم به همراه هم تیمیامون و زیر نظر کادر فنی. همه چی خوب بود و با تمام وجودمون ماها تمرین کردیم به دور از خانواده توی کمپ تیم‌های ملی. و به نظر من اینکه پرسیدین سخت‌ترین رقیبت کیه، هر کشتیگیری که نماینده کشور خودشه و به مسابقات جهانی میاد قطعاً حریفه و حریف سختیه و من برای همه رقبایی که وجود دارن خیلی احترام قائلم. همه کشورها هر نماینده‌ای که دارن قطعاً میان اینجا میجنگن که پرچم کشورشون رو بالا ببرن. من همه رقبامو رقیب سخت خودم.
Any final questions?
Can you translate? Oh, translate, okay. He just said all the opponents, all these same, and I'll respect them the same. And we had a good training all the way, and we trained hard. So we're looking forward to the competition. Thank you.
One final question.
All right, last question, back to Wyatt. First, you made multiple age-level world teams and have competed at U20s, U23s, so I just want to give proper credit to Coach Sam Barber and the rest of his team for obviously doing a really good job while you were at the Air Force, but now you're at Oklahoma State, now you're training with the Cowboy Wrestling Club, and your coach is David Taylor. And David Taylor is pretty well known amongst everybody here in this room. And international wrestling has produced some of the most incredible matches and moments. So I was wondering if you could say what it's like being coached by a guy like David Taylor, and then if you've noticed anything now that you've been here and in Zagreb, if you noticed him getting noticed, if his kind of celebrity status in the sport has given you any thoughts about how far you can go in sport on the international level.
Absolutely, great question. So, as you mentioned, under Coach Barber in the Air Force Academy, I did some great things. Wrestling, obviously, they were some of the best coaches I could have ever asked for. The same stuff they taught me is some of the same stuff I'm doing today, and so I'm very grateful to have been able to, have them be my coaches to grow my wrestling career. But obviously, with that, I kept growing. Went to Oklahoma State, and Coach David Taylor has been recognized a couple times. We're at practice and, someone's getting a picture with him real quick, but what I can say is Coach David Taylor is very, very excited to be coaching and share with us the knowledge he has learned in the great sport of wrestling. He's obviously, you know, world renowned as a wrestler, and I think there's no question why we have 3 wrestlers on Team USA from Cowboy RTC. Actually, there's 5, but 3 representing Team USA. And the knowledge he's been able to bring to me is, it's day and night. It's just some things I never understood some parts of wrestling, and he filled in all the gaps. So where I maybe have fallen short in the past at some of these tournaments, those gaps are now filled, and I just have nothing but confidence. And same with my other fellow Cowboy RTC athletes. I mean, we're ready to go. And just being able to watch them practice as well. I mean, the most recently, Zahid Valencia, watching him practice, I'm like, dude, like, you're good. He's just wrestling fast, he's wrestling sharp, and I think that's a testament to not only Coach David Taylor, but all the rest of the coaching staff, how much they really care about us, and they want to see us succeed, and they're doing everything they can to help us win a gold medal at this tournament here in the next couple days.
Thanks.
All right. If there are no more questions, I'd like to throw it over to Ahmed real fast with a few closing remarks. Ahmed, please.
Ще хотел бы сказать, что 16 сентября между перерывом, между борьбой будет объявлена следующая страна, где будет проходить чемпионат мира в 2026 году.
Here is an announcement that on September the 15th, in between the matches, the host country for the World Championships, Senior World Championships 2026 will be announced.
Real quick, sorry, that was the 16th. So that'll be in between the sessions. We will announce the new host site for the 2026 World Championships and sign the papers. So all media is welcome. Please be there in between sessions. It will be at the arena. That is the press conference for the opening press conference for the 2025 World Championships. I'd like to thank everybody on the panel and also thank all of you for attending. Action starts tomorrow, 10:30 local time. Make sure you tell everybody that you know, watch it on UWW+. And until tomorrow, we'll see you then. Take care.